Hello, guys. Welcome to Community News YouTube channel. So, I have decided to look back and review the goods and bad things that happened in 2022. A lot of things happened in 2022. Yes, and casting my mind back, one of the most trending story was the NSS boss and then a nurse at the Manhyia Government Hospital in Kumasi. I hope a lot of us know this story. But for the benefit of those who don't know or didn't hear this story, I will start from the genesis of the story and then conclude on how it's ended. Okay, so it was an exchange of words between a doctor's father. The doctor is a house officer and a nurse. Okay, so the nurse too was at the Manhyia Government Hospital. So the nurse is said to have called the house officer, the doctor, to come over and delete a prescription from e-health system since the prescription was on issue to the patient. Those who don't know the e-health system, nowadays most of the hospitals uses software. Most have stopped using the folder. So um and then most of the systems too, it bills automatically. So once you enter the drugs, it bills the patient automatically. So if the drug is unused, if you don't delete the drug from the system, it will still bill the patient, or you have to take something like not available or couldn't pay or something to clear the debt from the bill from the system. Yeah, then but I read also from somewhere, and then according to what I read, it seems to suggest that the drug was actually out of stock. So meaning they were having like some issue with their stock. Yeah, so the system was showing that there were the stock, there were quantities. The system showed quantities on the system, whilst physically the drug wasn't there. So the nurse called the doctor to come and delete that particular drug or cancel that particular drug on the system. So actually that's what happened. Let's continue. So according to the nurse was to help prevent the patient from being billed with the unused prescription, as I said earlier. So the father of the doctor, who seemed not happy with the way and manner the nurse called the alleged language used over the phone, followed the doctor to the hospital, and the following exchanges in the audio was just so. The father had been identified as the Ashanti Regional Director of National Service Scheme, Alex Poku Mensa. Okay, so let's listen to the audio and then we will proceed.
I said that when I was reading, she's a doctor, me from a nurse. And so, oh yes, are you an equal part? What kind of behavior is that? That's why I asked you, what sport did you do in secondary school?
I did science.
Frustrated, very frustrated. I could have brought my daughter home to November results to you. What kind of behavior is that? Who brought up? It will better be patient for. Will better be patient for. Has she run away from the patient? Has she run away from the patient? Has she run away from the patient?
In what reason?
What kind of behavior is that? I think I'm going to tell you about this. No. Is she accountable to you? Is she accountable to you? And you talk to that routine of phone. What kind of behavior is that?
You said what she told you.
And you have executed. You have executed your behavior.
You told me I envy her.
Yes.
For what reason?
Because you are envy her.
For what reason? I envy her for what reason? Am I not a man?
Oh, yes, oh, yeah, doctor. Oh, yeah, doctor.
Why,
are you a doctor? Is she accountable to you? Is she accountable to you? Learn to be remorseful. Learn to be remorseful. Oh, yeah, then you're teaching. Who are you? Who the only time you're teaching me here?
What did I do wrong?
Don't use your leg on her. Don't use your leg on her. Foolish girl. That's why I told her you envy her. What do you left said the dog? What bother man? Why should you be doing that? Huh? Manhyia, Then sit down.
I want to sit down. I want to listen to you.
I don't know that.
People speaking to people with blessing.
I mean, who want your colors? Stupid idiot. Tell them. I'm very happy you are here.
Mannerism and all that. We all.
Who want it? Someone next is full of Koyano. Up or down. Up or down. You general answer of Koyano. What you say? What you disappointed next? Up or down. Must see a move for about phone. Who want it? Who want your crowd?
Zainab, Zainab,
Manhyia is hard. I will get there to be on young. Why do you say I will use my command? Let me hear you work for Hano. Do you know who I am? I've been told myself. I'm the National Service Regional Director. Some of you are under me. I never offered a lot of stuff for the family. Who more here? Now, Dr. Fire and Mr. Don't you have the target? Can't you report her? You call her on phone. Come to work.
After the medication talk.
Stupid idiot.
You feel intimidated.
Don't call me daddy. You don't respect. Don't call me daddy. You don't respect. Look at you here, Sam. Look. And then you are coming. This is general as well. Then so come here.
The papa me is right. Let me sit to me. Too many kids.
Ni form 2 or throw and you say not dead. When you say it, come say no between you with me one. Jimmy, Canadian study body to one. What's how? What's our name? Look at the way she's talking to me. Anytime you approach my doctor wrongly, I will come to you. Who you go there for? Where do you come from? Where do you come from? If you flew me, you know how the hospital was going. Okay, the banana is a good doctor. Your father was a doctor. Who doctor will be? Who are not water? Stupid nest. May a science tutor. Let me alone. If you can't no more, my yes, as a nest or Ghana. Your mom, your friend is a home account and it's science. Okay, you general as integrated science and the young next. I'm the regional director, National Service. Some of you maybe you agree, National Service. I don't want to see nurses who do it. And it will be a business or offering nurses. And here's the greatest answer maybe I'm away. What do you know?
Okay, so let's end it. So after the audio leak, I think it's a Daily Graphic who first of all posted it on their social media. Yeah, personally I saw it on their page. So when the audio came out, there was a lot of discussions going on social media, both Twitter, Facebook. There was a lot of discussion. So one of the organizations that first came out to defend or responded on the issue was the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association. Okay, so they came out with a letter that the government should sack the Ashanti Regional NSS boss, and it reads: the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association has called for the dismissal of the Ashanti Regional Director for the National Service Scheme, Mr. Alex Opoku Mensah, for verbally assaulting a nurse at the Manhyia District Hospital in Kumasi. Okay, so the nurse is said to have called the house officer to come to the hospital and log into the e-health system and update the patient prescription order so that the patient is not billed for the unused drug. But this does not go down well with the house officer and her father. But earlier on, before the Ghana the Nurses and Midwifery Council issued this statement, there was some stories circulating on social media that this nurse, the doctor in question, actually prescribed a diazepam, a higher dose for a child, which wasn't untrue. Yes, we will come to that. So reacting to develop the Ghana GRNMA, that's the Ghana Midwifery Council, said the Public Service Commission and government for that matter should sack the said regional director immediately because he's not fit for the director position he holds in the public sector. So one may ask, why did the father follow the daughter to the hospital? So according to the father, he said the manner that the nurse was talking to her his daughter on phone, the nurse was so rude on the phone, so that made him follow the daughter to the hospital. So let me continue. So the association said Mr. Mensah had no right to enter Manhyia direct hospital verbally abuse and threaten the nurse in question who was on duty at that time. Okay, so the association has therefore given the government 72 hours momentum to sack Mr. Mensah, or all nurses and midwives at the Manhyia hospital will lay down their tools, to be followed by the whole of Ashanti, and then it will be escalated to the whole nation. It threatened. So actually, the government didn't sack the said NSS boss. So after the 72 hours, I mean, the nurses at Manhyia Hospital laid down their tools for a day. I think they were on strike for a day before the authorities came in, and then they started working again. Let me continue. So it's also advised the management of the hospital to school the said house officer on her role in the medical team, adding that the association will continue to advocate for their patients and clients, even if it makes another member of the team uncomfortable. So the Ghana midwifery also, and nurses and midwifery also urge all nurses and midwives at the hospital to remain calm and go about their normal duties effectively. It also asks the Ashanti Regional Branch of the association to report the incident to the police immediately and report to the GRNMA headquarters. Okay, so this is the letter that I just read. It was written in there. Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, their letterhead. Okay, and it was signed by Perpetua Ofori Ampofu, who was the president of the association, and then also David Tinkran Chim, who is the general secretary of the association. Okay. So after a day, I think there was a lot of pressure going on. People were mounting a lot of pressure for the government to sack the NSS boss. So on his social media page, he came out and then apologized. And I read, okay, this story was posted by one of the media. Okay, so it was stated that he was at the Manhyia District Hospital to intervene in what he claimed was an intimidation of his daughter, who is a doctor on housemanship at the hospital. Poku Mensah, in an unqualified apology issued Tuesday, November 29, 2020, stated that he understands the disappointment and appreciate the inconvenience his action has caused the general public, as well as the nursing fraternity and the Manhyia Hospital. This has never been my style, but for a genuine reason to mediate in a persistent issue between my daughter, who is a doctor, and a colleague nurse, who I as well consider as my daughter, he stated. So, I mean, this is the a screenshot of what Mr. Alex Opoku Mensah posted on his social media page. Okay. Um, okay, so let's so it's further stated that I do apologize for any misharm or assured, or there shall not be a repetition of such. I look forward to maintaining a cordial relationship between any affected person. Best regards, Mr. Opoku Mensah, NSS Director, Ashanti Region. Okay, so let's move on. So this is the father, this is the NSS boss, Mr. Alex Opoku Mensah, and then the said doctor on the right. Okay. So after the Midwife Council issued their statement, the Junior Doctors Association of Ghana also issued theirs, and then in defense of the doctor, stated that the attention of the Junior Doctors Association had been drawn to an alleged misunderstanding between a doctor and a nurse at Manhyia District Hospital, which occurred on Sunday, 27th of November 2022. While we do not condone the action of the father, it is imperative to set the record straight on the falsehood being peddled to bring the professional competence of the doctor into disrepute. Okay, so it further stated that the doctor did not review any child on the surgical ward then on the day in question. No prescription was written for a child by the doctor on the said date, and therefore she could not have prescribed a wrong dosage. So there was earlier info, which I don't know who posted that info, that the doctor in question prescribed a wrong medication for a child. That's what the junior doctors are responding to. So the doctor correctly prescribed an intravenous fluid for an adult patient on the surgical ward. The non-availability of the intravenous fluid prescribed prompted the nurse to call the doctor to delete it from the system to avoid extra billing. The information on social media, radio, and TV station about an alleged wrong prescription is untrue, according to the hospital management and records available. We therefore entreat all media houses to pull down their broadcast concerning the alleged wrong prescription of medication, and entreat the general public to disregard such allegation against the doctor. Doctors and nurses have always had a peaceful collaboration, and we will continue to work as a team to provide quality healthcare to our cherished clients and people of Ghana at large. So this was signed by Dr. Louis A. Nkrumah, who is the president of Junior Doctors Association of Ghana, and Dr. Nobet Kipo, who is the general secretary. Okay, so now let's listen to the president of the Junior Doctors Association.
The third doctor has been circulated with captions that he gave a wrong dose of IV diazepam, 120 milligrams TDS, to a 3-year-old child, which is untrue and is totally fabricated, and it's a lie, and it's going around on social media, on some TV stations and some notable media houses, which is very untrue. Like we said, the said doctor did not even write any medication for a child. She was on a surgical ward seeing adult patients. No child was seen. She did not even prescribe diazepam. So we are at a loss as to where the diazepam came and whether that was said just to change her reputation and her professional reputation. So what we want to clarify is that the said doctor nowhere in no uncertain terms wrote a wrong prescription or wrong medication. There's a lot going on concerning cyberbullying for her. People are bullying her, writing certain things that are certainly not true, and that is what we want to clarify right now.
What was it that triggered the father coming to the Manhyia District Hospital?
Okay, all right. So dwelling on so many details might just drag the whole issue, so I'll just summarize it.
Yeah.
She went to work, did her job, handed over to the cover doctor, and she went home. I think she went to church actually. And she prescribed medication. She was on an adult ward, a surgical ward, and prescribed IV fluids for a patient. However, the said IV fluid was not available. So the nurse was calling her to come and delete it from the system so that it could avoid extra billing. That was all that happened. There was nothing about a wrong prescription, nothing about wrong medication written by the said doctor. And that is what we want to address.
Okay.
This is a very competent doctor, very hardworking doctor. So it's a big shame that she's being painted like that on social media.
Are you allowed to have third parties, especially parents, come through the way her father came through yesterday?
When it comes to that issue, this is a management issue between Manhyia Hospital and the said father. We don't know the full details because the audio that was recorded shows started in the middle of the fight. We don't have the clear picture. We are still investigating.
Okay, so this is the letter that's the NSS in Kumasi, the Ashanti Regional NSS National Service Scheme in Kumasi also issued, and I read. So the attention of the management of NSS scheme has been drawn to the unfortunate happening at the Manhyia Hospital involving Mr. Alesopoku Mensah, the Ashanti Regional Director of the scheme and a member of staff of the hospital. The management has since has since the development invited the officer for preliminary preliminary investigation into the incident. The management of the scheme regrets any unfortunate incident and wishes to reiterate its commitment and assurance for the public and the nursing fraternity of our dedication to get this matter resolved. The public will be updated accordingly. So this was signed by NSS management. Okay. So to conclude the issue after the brouhaha and the debates going on and stuff, the Ashanti region NSS boss was suspended for 2 months without pay over the verbal assault of the nurse Okay, so it's stated that the Ashanti Regional Director of the National Service Scheme, Alex Opoku Mensah, has been suspended for 2 months. That was then without salary for verbally assaulting a nurse at the Manhyia District Hospital in Kumasi. So that's how the story ended. After he apologizing, and then the junior doctors also coming out with a statement. The midwifery association also coming out with a statement. Government suspended him for 2 months. His offense was verbally assaulting the said nurse at the hospital. The suspension is part of the three recommendation made by a committee of inquiry which investigated the incident, which led to calls for his dismissal by the Ghana Registered Nurse and Midwifery Association. The three recommendations, which include a transfer to the head office in Accra to work under supervision after the suspension, and the rendering of an official apology to the National Service Scheme, had all been approved by the Ghana National Service Scheme Governing Board. Okay, Mr. Opoku Mensah was suspended temporarily on December 1st, 2022. So as I speak, he's still on suspension to make way for investigation following the incident which happened on Sunday, November 27, 2022. After analyzing the content of the audio between Mr. Opoku Mensah and the nurse, the management of NSS found him to be in breach of the code of conduct of the Ghana National Service Scheme and the public service generally, and consequently Sorry, sorry for the break. After analyzing the content of the audio, as I've already read that, okay. So Labour Commission and the GNSS to investigate the matter and submit recommendation within 1 month. Okay. So after 2 weeks of sitting and a visit to the Manhyia District Hospital, the committee submitted its report to the management on Monday, 19th December 2022 for subsequent referral to the GNSS governing board. The GNSS said in a press release issued today. Okay, so I quote, at its sitting on Wednesday, 21st December 2022, the board extensively deliberated the report and unanimously approved the committee's recommendation as follows. Mr. Alex Mensah should be suspended for 2 calendar months without pay. Okay, that's one. Second, after the suspension, Mr. Poku Mensah should be moved to the head office to work under supervision. And 3, Mr. Poku Mensah should be made to issue an official apology to the National Service Scheme for bringing the name of the institution into disrepute. Okay. Now, before I end this, there was a lot of reactions on social media, and I have to read few. And one of my good friend, Abe Sodov here, he stated that the man is wrong. The doctor needs a lot more training. The nurse was looking out for the safety of the patient. The man sounded like a bully. The nurse is content with being a nurse. Your daughter being a doctor shouldn't make you talk down on other schedules of the health care delivery team. Let's see how far it goes. Well, Dr. Abbott, the man has been suspended, so that's how far it went. The authorities need to take this up and sanction where appropriate after full investigation. Well, he was sanctioned. So another one, Ajiman, Abina Good Ajiman also posted, it's always the poorness. For all you know, the nurse even used her personal phone and airtime to call 100 times doctor for correction. Okay, even if she talked rudely on phone or had been intimidating your daughter, the best thing is to report the superiors. The man has totally ruined her daughter's profession. I pity her future husband. Oh, okay. Kojo Abanu also said, if it's true that your daughter prescribed IV dats, but please, I will not read this. It's untrue. This is totally false. It's never true. The doctor in question never prescribed IV diazepam 120 milligram or more for a 2-year-old child. That's beyond the threshold for even an adult. That was wrong. So I will not even read your comment. Okay, that before you claim to have attended a medical school, yet you gave a wrong prescription, and experienced nurse is calling you to responsibility. All you could do is to bring daddy to the facility to co-fight her. This one too is never true. She didn't prescribe a wrong medication. Okay. So Akosia Godkin also commented, I don't understand why you guys are angry with the man. If you listen to how the nurse was exchanging words with him, it means she said worse things on the phone to the daughter, and I'm sure that made the daughter angry. Remember how to present or address your grievances. Your grievances is very important. I think the nurse was very disrespectful. Okay. This man must really answer serious questions. Original director power, and this is your attitude. I don't know what the crazy people misbehave with so much pride when they get the privilege to occupy certain positions. The usual, do you know who I am? You are just a human being. Okay. So Kwabreniba Kofi also stated that man must be arrested with immediate effect for harassment and abusing a staff. He's a bushman. Oh, sorry. I have to end this. I can't read. Okay. So Davi Akosia stated some nurses talk to fresh doctors with so much disrespect because they think they are more experienced. I'm sure this has been happening for a long time. It's very terrible to have a bully at your workplace. My sister cried every morning before going to work just because of one senior nurse who keeps picking on her. I was very close to the action. Okay, so Sam Ann Wumbu Ishak, the man talks too much. His disappointment to fatherhood. Adenya, I'm the National Service Director of Ashanti Region. Make sure. If you die, take the position with you. Okay, Minister also said, "Do you know who I am?" Nonsense also came out of his mouth, and he bragged he could get the nurse out. In fact, hospital authorities should rather send his daughter out for reposting for bringing her uncle father to disturb the peace. If she had a problem, she had superiors she could report to, not the father. Just get that house officer out of the facility to restore sanity there. Okay, let me read the last one. Very, very embarrassing. Uncle father, will he shield his daughter for life? Will he follow anytime she has to deal with a problem at his workplace? We didn't hear exactly what the nurse said to the doctor on phone for him to follow her there. But however provoking and disrespectful it was, I think the doctor should have reported to hospital authorities. This man doesn't deserve to be at his position. Okay, so the doctor is on the left, the NSS boss, the man who went to the hospital to insult the nurse, is in the middle, and the nurse in question is on the right. Okay, so thank you for watching, and we'll meet again. Bye bye.